Other stories around the world. Who better to join me on all of these things? The Australian newspaper's Foreign Affairs editor, Greg Sheridan. Welcome, Greg. Great to have your company. Now, give us your take on this mysterious disappearance of the Chinese foreign minister, absent from public view for about a month. News has broken today that he'll be replaced. We don't know why he has been removed or his apparent disappearance. What do you think's going on?
Well, Peter, great to be with you, and I'm going to be the first person to sign up to listen to that fabulous podcast you're doing. This is a fabulous moment in modern Chinese politics. The foreign minister has got the sack. He was promoted massively quickly, right up the ladder by Xi Jinping personally. He disappeared for a month, and then they had a special session of the National People's Congress Standing Committee, or whatever it was today, to officially dismiss him. There's a very strong rumour that he was having an affair with a newsreader from Phoenix TV in Hong Kong, but we don't know if that's true. There's a very strong rumour that there's factional disunity at the top of the Chinese government. The Chinese hate this because they hate the disorderliness of this kind of thing. Xi Jinping hates disorderliness amongst his leadership. The fact that the foreign minister has been sacked reflects poorly on Xi because he was Xi's protege and Xi's pick. The foreign minister is never the senior person in foreign policy. That's always the state councillor above him, which is Wang Yi. So for the moment, Wang Yi is going to be foreign minister as well, but you would expect that they'll appoint a new foreign minister underneath Wang Yi in due course. The truth is, whatever anybody says to you, none of us knows what's going on at the top of Chinese politics, but you can bet this has been a fierce and terrible internal power struggle. Whether the foreign minister emerges in a new but diminished role, or whether he languishes for the next 45 years in a gulag, will be fascinating to watch.
You're right to point out, that we are all just guesstimating to various degrees what's happening here because it's such an opaque regime, but you are someone who knows it better than anyone, so that is good analysis, Greg. Your piece in The Australian the other day, you didn't miss. This is your defence analysis. It pains you to write it, you said. The government is delivering photo ops, over-the-horizon vision statements, deft and praiseworthy alliance diplomacy, and absolutely no consequential defence capabilities. That's the real concern, isn't it?
It really is, Peter. I was having a conversation today with a friend from the Labor Party who's against AUKUS, and I said, well, look, you've already won. Stop struggling. You've already won. We don't get a nuclear submarine at the earliest for 10 years. We don't get our fleet till the 2050s. And in the meantime, the government is doing absolutely nothing. The big decision out of the Defence Strategic Review was to not proceed with the last squadron of F-35 Joint Strike Fighters that we were always planning to get. We've ordered 72. We were always planning to get another 28. That's not going ahead. It seems that we're not going to put Tomahawk missiles on the Collins subs, although my mail is we'll still put them on the air warfare destroyers. God knows why we haven't done it as yet. The other big decision from the DSR was to do nothing about our surface fleet, which only has 3 capable warships, the air warfare destroyers, but to kick that off to another committee, which will report by September. The government will decide by December. So what we're seeing, and then I investigated the defence budget quite closely, and it's clear the government is taking money out of what was the previous forward estimates. So it's not only paying for the down payments on the AUKUS sub and thereby reducing the overall defence budget for non-AUKUS capabilities, but it is actually taking other money out of the defence budget. And so the whole Defence Department, the Defence Force are in a complete panic. People are leaving the Army in droves because there's no vision now for the Army. Defence doesn't know what it's doing. Last year it couldn't even spend all the money it had because there's been so much confusion. Everything was delayed for the DSR. Now, I took the Albanese government absolutely at its word to start with, and I thought it was fair enough that they have a short review to work out exactly what they were going to do. What I didn't imagine was that they would have a short review and then do nothing. And I think the fact that they've got all this AUKUS publicity going is a sort of an alibi for actually doing nothing. And I'd have to say, Peter, with no disrespect to our beloved last guest, the last 6 or 7 years of the coalition government also did nothing on defence, and we've been doing nothing for a long, long time, and it's a sad state of affairs.
You're not wrong, Greg Sheridan. Thank you.